And switching gears here, in a historic joint meeting of Congress yesterday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pled his case, for more aid for his country, assuring lawmakers that financial support would be used responsibly for future safety and mobility. Here's a look at what took place.
Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
And his comments come on the heels of lawmakers unveiling a $1.7 trillion spending package that includes another large round of aid to Ukraine. Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman is here with the details and with a very festive hat on as well. Rick Newman, was Congress festive in their reception to the Ukrainian president?
Yeah, absolutely. He got a standing O, including from Republicans and House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, who has suggested that maybe he won't be so eager to approve aid for Ukraine in the upcoming year when Republicans control the House of Representatives. But I think for Zelensky, this visit to Washington was a home run. He had obviously a high-profile meeting with President Biden at the White House, broadcast everywhere. That has to be a giant morale boost back in Ukraine, especially on the front lines where Ukrainian troops are dug in amid freezing temperatures and mud and misery, to be able to see their leader meeting with the president of the United States and then addressing a joint session of Congress, which does not happen very often, especially by foreign leaders. It's a huge morale boost for Ukraine. And also, it develops some momentum for future funding for Ukraine. Now, assuming Congress does pass this bill this week that would include about $45 billion in aid for Ukraine. That's a lot of money that will go a long way into 2023, but Ukraine may very well need more money since this is an open-ended conflict and Russian President Vladimir Putin is not indicating any willingness to get the heck out of Ukraine, which is what he should do. So Zelensky here doing a really good job of building momentum for his country.
You know, and of course, the allotment for Ukraine, for spending on Ukraine, is in the current package that is before Congress. That when we talked to you yesterday, it seemed like it was pretty much at the finish line. It's had some last minute speed bumps. And so I guess after the Congress heard Zelensky, then there was sort of a late night negotiation session, right?
Right. I don't think this is going to derail the spending bill, but this does happen when they have these down to the wire negotiations over spending bills that have to pass to keep the government open. So this involves this immigration policy known as Title 42. Without getting into the weeds on Title 42, that has to do with whether the United States can turn back migrants who cross the border without any type of asylum hearing. So Republicans want that policy to continue. It's actually at the Supreme Court right now, so it's a real cluster what to do about Title 42. But what's probably going to happen here is they're going to find a way to get this bill passed because, importantly, there are Republicans. So it's Republicans in the Senate, a few, who are objecting to the spending bill and bringing up this Title 42 issue. But there also are Republicans who want this bill passed so they can get out of town and go home. So the best thing we have going for us here is that for Congress to go home for the Christmas holiday, they need to pass this, and they need to do it by Friday. So my bet is they will find a way to do that.
I bet they will as well. All right, you better get back to Santa's workshop, Rick Newman. Thanks so much for being here.
Back in the toys.